Hello and welcome back to another episode of RC Icons and part 3 of the triple Falcon giveaway. Giddy up. So in this video I would typically have 3 Falcon chassis ready to go. But I ran into some issues on part 2 and I needed to order some parts. So I'm just waiting for a couple of more parts to come in and I can finish part 2, which is the chassis restoration. But I didn't want to sit idle with trying to get 3 cars done and not move forward with the bodies while I'm waiting for those parts, because it could be a week or 2 before they come in. And I don't have that kind of space in my studio. So I wanted to move forward. So if you remember in part 1 of the announcement of the Triple Falcon giveaway, I talked about how we have this original shell that's already decaled and just needs paint. So I'd really like to try to use this shell on one of the cars. It's at this point, I originally thought it would be car number 1. At this point it's going to be car number 2 because boom, I managed to get my hands on an original body kit. I paid a little bit more money than I should have, but it's worth it for you guys. Again, I spent more money than I should have on a car I'm giving away. When I say I can't help myself, I can't help myself. I literally will spend more money than I could. I had already bought, and I bought 2 TBG shells. They sent me 3. I bought 2 TBG wings. They sent me 3. So they gave me a free shell and wing. And TBG, if you guys have not experienced this, I'll wait and I'll order like 3 or 4 shells at once, and they always send me free stuff. So just remember that when you're ordering from TBG. I ordered 2, they sent 3 of both. I also ordered 3 sets of MCI decals, and those are here, and I ordered those just in case, because as I showed you in part 1, I pretty much have 3 full sets of original decals. So those were kind of a safeguard. So in all honesty, this was kind of just in case, right? So that was money spent that necessarily didn't have to happen. And this was definitely money spent that necessarily didn't have to happen. And now that we have another original shell, wing, and decals, we absolutely have what we need to get these 3 bodies finished in a way that makes me feel good about sending them to other people. I didn't want to build 3 cars that were just knockoffs with whatever crap parts and repo bodies and reproduction decals. I really wanted to give it my best as far as getting you guys original stuff. So let me bring the camera over. I'll show you real quick what we have here, and we're going to get right into cutting some of these bodies out and getting them painted so that when the chassis are done, the cars will be done. And we won't just be starting this part of it once the chassis are done. I have one chassis that's pretty well still complete, so if I need to fit the body to a chassis after I cut it out, I can do that. So I'm in good shape there. I didn't just rip all of them apart. So let me bring the camera over. I'll show you what I have here, and we'll get started. Alright, so now that I have you in position, I'll show you what I have. So this is the original shell that I had before. I just threw it up on one of the other chassis. The front of it has got a little bend to it, although the Falcon has a bend to it. It looks like it may have gotten hit a little bit, but it's actually still in really good shape. So probably what I'll do, seeing as I've got the extra bodies, I've got 2 bodies here that I'm not going to need with decals. So I'm probably going to paint up a 4th body to go with that car in the event whoever gets it doesn't like the bend in the original chassis. They'll have an original, not an original, but a TBG body decaled up to go with that car. So let's just say this is car number 2. So car number 2 will have 2 bodies. Car number 3 will have 1 brand new body with original decals. This body is going to get re-decaled with original decals, and then I should have enough in this set to do the extra body with almost all of it. And then this will be car number 1. Original body set. It's dirty, but it's not broken. It's absolutely perfect with the original wing and the original decal set. And then with the body kit, I mean, I have the manual anyway, but with the body kit, I've got all the directions as far as cutting out and painting this body. So it shows decaling, it shows cutting out. It doesn't show where the mask lines are, from what I can tell. Black, 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 red. Huh. So it's showing, oh, the red on the body is from the decals. Okay, so yeah, it does show the mask lines right here. So it shows the roof being red right here, PS2 red, and it's showing the mask line coming up and over. It's basically following this line here. Right, so the canopy and roof section is essentially red, and the rest of the shell is black. So it should be pretty easy, easy enough to do. And then, as far as window masks, it's not. It doesn't have window masks. Does it have window masks? It does not have window masks. I just want to look at the manual real quick. Too. Sorry for doing this on camera. I'm just curious if it says to mask windows. Yeah, mask window portions and paint from inside. So yeah, we'll have to make window masks for the windows, because it does have the net decals that go over. So no big deal. So it's only 2 colors: PS2, PS5. It's funny because this is an old, they call it PC2 and PC5. We know it as PS now. So I'm going to start by getting these 3. I'm going to paint up 3 bodies, and I'll have an extra set here that whatever I can sell off, because I mean, free, extra. Thank you for your repeat business. See what happens with TBG? The last order I put in with them, I bought 9 bodies. I got a list together of bodies that I needed, and I ordered 9 bodies in one shot, and they sent me like 12. They sent me an extra XLS body. They sent me an extra, it might have been a Gator body for my AYK Sidewinder. They're great like that. They always end up sending more than I ask for, which is great, because I mean, whatever, I can give it away, I can sell it, I can, you know, it doesn't really matter. If Glenn needs one, I could give it to him. Ari, he might need a Falcon body someday, give it to him, give it to whoever. So yeah, let me get these cut out, and I'll bring you back as soon as I have them cut out. Maybe I'll get them masked up, we'll see. Where I'm doing 3 of them, I really want to watch the time on the video. I don't want it to get out of hand. So let me start by getting them cut out, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I've been pecking away at this. So the original body set, the wing and decals are cut out, needs to be cleaned, and window masks need to go in. So that's the new one that I bought. So that one, and I test fit it, it's ready to go. So this one was on a car already. I took the 2 side decals off just to make sure that that polycarbonate wasn't too flappy. It seemed like the ends were kicking up, and it definitely was the decals pulling on it like I thought. So that's the one I had already bought in a TBG wing for. So that body set is ready to go. And then I actually cut out all 3. So this wing is just sitting up here. It's not in the correct mounting position. But I cut out all 3 TBG bodies. And then I test fit them. And because they're a little bit smaller, the cuts are just a little bit different where it goes up over this body mount. So, and that's why I wanted to test fit it, because I don't want to screw up the paint afterwards. So that's 5. That's 5 full body sets that I'm going to paint in decal. Now, you're probably saying, Keith, you're only building 3 cars. you're giving away 3 cars, and you thought it would be a chore to get 5 body sets. I mean 3 body sets done in one video. I got the stuff. I might as well paint it up, decal them, and I'm just gonna send them off. The number 1 car, because it's getting a mint bumper, I had to get 3 front bulkheads because all 3 bulkheads, now I should know this because the front bulkheads snap just looking at them. They're known weak point. So where it bolts to the bumper, it's always broken. Always broken. Every Falcon you ever see, unless it's one you just built, and even if you just built it, it's probably broken. So I got 2 Tamiya front bulkheads. I couldn't get the 3rd one from Tamiya, so I got a 3D printed one. But it looks way more robust, so it's probably actually going to be better. So this is the method to my madness. Car number 1 is going to be absolutely mint. New front bulkhead, new wheel set, new tire set, new front bumper, brand new body set, original decals. That's going to go to number 1. And then the 2 and 3 cars are going to be 100% mint, other than they're both going to have scratched bumpers, because I just can't find bumper sets. Now, whoever wins them, people are selling 3D printed bumpers, but it looks to me from the pictures that they're a little bit rough, so they may have to be sanded out and then potentially painted if you wanted the car to be mint. Because of that reason, because both bumpers on the 2 and 3 car are going to have scratches on it, you're getting 2 body sets per car. So the number 2 car is going to get this original body with original decals, and this TBG body with original decals for the most part. And then the number 3 car, same situation. Mint car, other than the front bumper, you will have new bulkheads. The 3 car will get the 3D printed bulkhead, and it's getting 2 bodies. So hopefully that makes up for it, so that the number 1, the number 2, and the number 3 car are all equally as, I'm not going to say valuable, but they're equal prizes, so to speak. So I'm going to start getting these cleaned, window masked, all of that fun stuff. These 2 don't have any protective film on the outside, so I'm going to have to protect the outsides of those. These obviously do, but hopefully in the next clip you'll see 3 painted bodies, or at least 3 bodies ready for paint. We'll see you in a second. Alright, so we've got 5 bodies in black. I've just cut out the masking for the red in all 5 bodies. Some spots I had to redo the line for the canopy. I cleaned up all the black lines. So all 5 bodies at this point are ready for the red. So yeah, we're moving along here at a pretty good pace. These 2 are the original bodies. I've just got a little bit of tape around the outside edge just to keep the overspray away, and then wherever I'm spraying, I keep those 2 separate from the TBG bodies. And then all 5 wings are clean and ready for red paint. So I'm going to head down and shoot some red, and then I'll bring you back just before it's time to get going on decals. I figured I'd show you where I'm at. So all 5 bodies are painted at this point. I just went around and tried to clean up the lines the best I could. So this is the original body from the body set that I bought. And the original bodies look alright. They just, you know, they look like they're 30 years old, even though they're new. It's the nature of the beast. So no protective film, sliding around in a box for 30 years, you end up with like little scratches and stuff on the exterior of the shell. So although it's brand new and the paint looks good, it just looks a little worn. But original is original, right? And then you've got your TBG bodies that just shine like crazy because they had protective film on them, and you know, you paint it up, pull the film, and they look good, you know. So it is what it is. I'm still gonna put the original new body on a number 1 car, the original old body on a number 2 car, and then I'm gonna put the best. This is the best TBG body. So this will go on the number 3 car, and then the number 1 car is getting the new bumper, so that car will be 100% mint. So the number 2 and the number 3 car are gonna get extra body shells. So these two will get decaled up and just go with the 2 and 3 car as extra bodies. So they'll have runner bodies, and then that's your original wing, which looks great. If anyone was ever wondering, so this is a TBG wing. The TBG wing is absolutely the same size as the original Tamiya wing. It's not smaller at all, in case you were ever wondering that. So I did the Optima Mid Custom Special. If you watch my channel, you know I had, the body was a saga for me to get box art color. And I eventually pulled it off, but I ended up having to use a Penguin wing, which is fine. Penguin's body sets are awesome. But the wing is way smaller. So it's nice to see that one is the same size. So we're going to start decaling up. So this will be for the number 1 car. So those decals will go there. And then I'm just going to start using the cuts. I showed you guys the cuts in the introduction video 1. Where, I've got cuts where I've got a right and a left. Right? So we can use that. We need these ones anyways on this car. And then now, because we have those original decals, we only had 2 Born to Be Wild wing stickers. We only had 2 of them originally. Oh, that one's already got the Falcon sticker on it, so that's perfect. Yeah, so we only had 2 of them, but now we have 3 originals. So now we're cooking with fire, as they say. So those 2 will go on that. Oh, I just dropped some. And then I had a couple of them that were a little bit... So this one has like a piece of directions stuck underneath the bottom of one of the sets. And this one was peeling too, so I had taken those 2 and put them to the side. So we'll use these on this body. And then if I can salvage some of these, I will. Because they are just a little bit different. The red is just a little bit, these are definitely have a little bit more shine to them. But they're pretty close. They're pretty close. MCI always does an awesome job. We've got 3 sheets from MCI too to make up whatever we need to make up as we go along. So I'm going to get these decaled up and I'll bring you back as soon as I'm done. Success! Oh, there's still more decals over here. It's alright though. Take the spotlight decals. Put them there, and the rest go in the bag. So, as you can see on the table, we had a certain level of success with my pile of decals and my bodies. So this is the new body set, original body set with original decals done to completely box art. So this will go on the number 1 car. Came out great. No real issues. I'm probably going to have to get the hair dryer on some of this, just because the decals like to ripple on the top a little bit. But they all went down great. It is what it is anyways. I'm not trying to get perfection here. I just don't want to hand off... I don't want to hand off 3 projects to people. I want them to be cars that if they want to go run them, they can go run them. If they want them to sit on the shelf, they can respectfully sit on the shelf. So... this one is 100% original decals. This one is 100% original decals. Other than, boy, I have to think about it. So the Frantic Freddy. The Frantic Freddy is MCI, and you can see the difference between the two. So obviously the original, this one, the letters are a little bit like bigger and blockier. So the Frantic Freddy is MCI, and so are the Castrol on either side. Other than that, it's 100% original decals. Is it 100% original decals? So 1, 2, 3. One of these smiley faces is an MCI. I think it's this one. One of the smiley faces on the side. The Castrols and the Frantic Freddy. So that's body number 2. Body number 3, original sides. Yeah, definitely gonna have to get the hairdryer on these, but it is what it is. Original decals on the sides. The K&Ns, the Krieger, the Cool Rapids, the whole wing is original. So I would say at least half of number 3 is original decals. And then we really started getting into the MCI decals to finish that one, and then for the last 2. So fourth body, I mean, they all look the same, right? Other than the font might be a little bit different. And then when you start getting into, if you look at the Born to Be Wild, so this is original, and you can see that the blocks are even with the white. They're not offset. So it comes down and it just angles over. If you look at the MCIs, the block sits in and down from the B versus coming right off of that corner. So the shadowing is a little bit offset from the actual letters on the MCI decals. But other than that, those are like the only 2 differences that I really noticed, like cutting it out, because now I'm trying to cut around a notch. So the blocking is a little bit different. And then the Frantic Freddy, like I showed you on the last one. So the Frantic Freddy is just, the letters are thinner. And then on the original, they're way thicker. So you can see how thick that is versus that. But that's it. I mean, the color is pretty well spot on, to the point to where I think one of these I have original on one side and MCI on the other, and when you look at it, you can't tell the difference in the red. So our next project, I got to get 3 driver figures done. Now, I'm not going to do 5 driver figures. The extra bodies are going to go as extra bodies. I'm not going to do spotlights and a driver in the extra bodies. I'm just going to send those like that. But I'm going to get these 3 done brand new for the 3 cars. So I'm going to do just like box art shows. It's a white body with black seat belts. So it shows a white body with a white helmet, black rim, flesh covered face, black seat belts. I'll probably do silver buckles. But that's it. And then there are some decals for the helmet. So I'll have to dig the decals back out and get some helmet decals on. But other than that, because I do have all the helmet decals, there's a ton of them in here. In fact, that's a helmet decal. And that's a helmet decal. So on this body, I ran out of the Frantic Freddies. So I put Falcon on the front. I ran out of the little smiley faces. Because again, original and then mix of MCI, right? So 3 sets of MCI over 4 bodies. I ran out of the smiley faces, so that's a helmet decal. And then I ended up putting a Tamiya one down here because I ran out of the Castrols. Because those are the ones that I literally had to use on body number 2. So by the time I got to body number 5, I was out of those decals. So we just made it up. So let me go get these taken care of. And then that should wrap this video up. The bodies are done. I'm still working on the chassis. I'm not sure if this video will go out first or not, but we'll handle that in a closing. We'll figure that out in a closing. So I'll be right back. Well, that's it. Bodies are done. So spotlights are on. All 3 shells. And like I said in the last clip, I left the spotlights and drivers off of the extra shells for just because, I mean, they can swap them over if they end up switching shells or whatever, whoever ends up winning the cars. And then the driver figures are done completely box art. So we've got a couple of helmet decals with Freddie Wilson's name on the sides, and then all white with black seat belts, and I did silver buckles. I didn't spec silver buckles, but I did silver buckles. So we just need to get these on the cars. So we'll put these on real quick just to say that we're done. Good old Freddie Wilson. So I'm kind of doing these videos in real time. Today is Sunday, whatever it is, 18th. Right? So it looks good in there. Today's Sunday the 18th, so the introduction video actually went out yesterday, and it seems like it got a good response. People are excited about the giveaway. I'm excited about the giveaway. I love doing stuff like this, blessing people. But I put a community post up yesterday showing the 5 bodies all decaled up and ready to go. And that seemed to get a good response as well. So yeah, I'm hoping for a good number of people. We're not going to do anything tricky. We're not going to ask any questions. It's literally going to be, you're going to email me when the time comes. This video is probably going to end up going out before the chassis video, just because I still have the chassis to do, and I'll get them banged out this week so that they're ready for 13 days from now. The chassis video will go out, and so that gives me 13 days to get those put together, and I'm pretty sure I have all the parts at this point. So we'll do the body video first, and then put the chassis video out. So at the end of the chassis videos, I'll be able to put the bodies on, which is cool, and show the car's 100% done. And I'm just going to say at the end of that video, email me, I want a Falcon. And that's it. You're in the running. So there's not going to be any questions. I didn't want people to be eliminated from the opportunity by asking a question and then them getting it wrong. So so that's it. Those are done. Let me change the view, and we'll get a quick closing done. They look great in there. Let me change the view so we can get a quick closing done, and I can move on to working on the chassis. So that's going to do it for part 2 of the Triple Falcon giveaway video series. I'm exhausted. When I told Glenn I was going to do 3 at once, he's like, "You're crazy." As far as the body shells go, he's like, "Yeah, you're crazy." And then I upped the ante and went to 5. And yeah, it was a lot of work, but it's totally worth it for you guys. So yeah, the 5 bodies are done for the 3 chassis that we're going to give away. So they all came out great. I mean, I'm my own worst critic. I have to go over them with a hair dryer and it's just the nature of the decals when you're coming up over a ridge. Small little wrinkles lift back up, but the decals laid down perfect, and then over time they lifted up a little bit. So we'll get the hair dryer on them. Hopefully they'll stay down for good after I do that. And at the end of the day, it kind of is what it is regardless. So stay tuned for next Saturday for the chassis videos. That's going to be that's going to be cool, getting those three together. And then what's really nice is I didn't really think about this, but now that these are done, when the chassis are done, I'll be able to actually put the bodies straight onto the cars, and at that point we'll announce, you know, the email address and everything for the giveaway itself. And then the following Saturday we'll actually do the giveaway, or it might have to be 2 weeks later. It depends. I want to run it for at least a week, right? And then I have to be able to make the video, so it might have to be 2 weeks out from the chassis video. But regardless, we'll figure all that out. So the point I was trying to get at is make sure you subscribe if you're not, so that you can take part in the giveaway. And then make sure that your notifications are on so you don't miss the video for the giveaway. And then, yeah, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. That's what this channel is all about. So I always respond to every comment that I can. If they come in 3-4 days later, I still try to reply to them. So yeah, make sure you let me know in the comments what you think of the bodies, how you think they turned out, and like I said, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. So until next week with the chassis for part 3 of the video series, we'll see you then. Thanks.